is Fields Auto Group Cubs Pregame Live.
After dropping the first 2 games of a 4-game set at Citi Field in the Apple, Cubs get back in the win column today. They take on the Metropolitans. Jake Arrieta gets the start for the Northsiders. They'll be opposed by Rafael Montero. First pitch, Len Casper, Jim DeShays have it for you, 12-10 right here on CSN. Welcome in to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. He is Todd Hollandsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Cubs pitching's held the Mets to 4 hits each of the first 2 games, but no victories.
Right, no victories. Kind of frustrating, right? You look at the Mets and what they've been able to accomplish in the first 2 games, obviously getting the wins. They've had 3 big innings, 2 3-run innings, a 4-run inning. They've basically been tied or had the lead in everything but that one inning of this when the Cubs took the early lead in Game 1. So, I mean, you look at how this goes. The bullpen's been fine for the Cubs, starting pitching okay, yeah. Straley yesterday, not up to the game, but, you know, there's been some opportunities. Hopefully with Arrieta on the mound today, you can get something going. It's a good matchup. Montero has not had a whole lot of success going forward, so we'll see if the Cubs can't get one.
All right, before today's game, Cubs made a call-up from Iowa. Not one of the moves that most Cubs fans have been anticipating. No, Chris Bryant isn't here. They promoted outfielder Matt Caesar to the big league club this season at Iowa. He's batting .261, but hitting .315 since the Pacific Coast League's All-Star break. He is a college product out of Villanova. He has excellent speed and a guy who's a pretty good defender as well.
Yeah, good outfielder. 30 stolen bases, and that's what you're going to get a glimpse of, is how does he fit into the plans moving forward. He's 25 years old. Certainly earned his way here, swinging a hot bat right now. Was hoping to see him in the lineup today. I think there would have been an opportunity for him to run a little bit today, but we'll see. I mean, that's going to be the angle on this. What does he bring to your ball club? What kind of vision or idea does he have? Does he fit the mold for next year? Is he a starter? Is he a 4th outfielder? Is he ready to play at the major league level? And I think those questions will start to get answered now.
All right, in college at Villanova, Caesar also played wide receiver and Wildcat quarterback for the football team, helped lead the club to a title in the old Division I AA, which is now the football subdivision. There's Caesar right there. He's a kid with wonderful athleticism. At one point was considered one of the better prospects in the system until all of the new arrivals of Theo and Jed started coming aboard over the last few seasons.
Well, I mean, again, this is an opportunity for him. You don't worry about age. You don't worry about who's around you right now. You worry about the chance to play at the big league level, and that's really what it comes down to. He's a very, very good athlete. You heard that already. You see it in the tapes right there. Good football player, great defender, good speed. Does not hit for an awful lot of power. We know that our system now is filled with power. So, again, he is a different dynamic. He's got a role. I think he's got a place, maybe even part of the future, but we'll see as to whether it's a starter or as a reserve.
All right, no Jorge Soler just yet, or as his teammates in the system are calling him, George. Soler batting .253 in 24 games at Iowa with 5 home runs and 19 RBIs. Now, he's 0 for his last 15, but he's proven that he's got the ability.
Well, he's proving, and I think that's the key. I mean, again, Jed, Theo, they know the timing better than we do when it comes to this. We say, you know, it's going to get an opportunity. He's counting his time. You say, why does Caesar get to be here? Well, you know what? Caesar's earned it. Soler, I'd love for him to come up when things are right. The offense is rolling. The offense is slowed down just a little bit right now. I think you're in a position where, you know, let him get hot again. You mentioned it. He's in the middle of an 0 for 15. Start swinging that bat just a little bit better. Get back up here when the, you know, Rizzo and Castro and the guys in Coughlin kind of get out of this little funk that they're in. They haven't been swinging the bats all that well of late. But, again, I think it's very important as we talk about with the young players coming on board that the offense be in a good spot.
All right, let's hear from manager Ricky Renteria. He spoke this morning on Matt Caesar.
We can use him in different ways, you know, defense, we can run with him, we can, you know, pinch hit him. There's a number of things we can do. He gives us some flexibility, and, you know, we're going to try and take advantage of it when the opportunity presents itself. I'm not gonna make up opportunities, you know, but once the situation arises, we'll see if we can get him in there.
All right, with Arismendi Alcantara seeming to be a lock in center field next year for opening day, Caesar's call could mean less playing time for Chris Coughlin, Justin Ruggiano. Ruggiano hitting .279 with 5 home runs, 26 RBIs. Coughlin's been batting leadoff lately, but is hitting just .179 over the last week. How do you see Coughlin fitting into this team long term?
Well, I think his best role, and I hate to say it this way, I know that we've seen a lot of great performance.
The Holly role of the later part of your career?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's kind of where I was getting to. Yeah, I mean, it's understanding that. You know, there is an advanced role there. It depends on how you like to use the role. You know, when you hear the word fourth outfielder, to some it means 200 at-bats. To others it means 400, and I think that's the role that I see Chris Coughlin fitting in here long term, if in fact he does stay here long term. I guess that's really what it comes down to. You know, has he earned the nod for that everyday lefty righty will be in there 162 times, you know, 162 games, getting 550 at bats? I'm not completely sold quite yet. What I've seen has been a fun story. It's been a great story to tell for Chris. I'm happy for his success. But again, if you're thinking long term, you're thinking future next year. I'm thinking I would love to see him on this team, but again, I'm not convinced quite yet if in fact he is a corner outfielder who is going to get every at bat every day.
All right, does Ruggiano have a long-term future with the Cubs? He's a guy that people at the deadline wanted, but were unprepared for the price the Cubs asked.
Well, I mean, I think he, you know, kind of comes into the same conversation as Chris Coughlin. I think Chris has kind of stepped into that conversation where Ruggiano's been in it basically all season long. I mean, he has value on this team. You certainly see him. He's got some power. He's driven in some big runs. He's put together pretty good at-bats. Both of these guys really have. They've been a blessing to the organization, no doubt about it. But again, when you think of what is the future here, yeah, sure, it's still probably going to be the younger players. Ruggiano is not an answer as an everyday player in your outfielder, neither is Coughlin right now, and I think that's the long-term aspect, recognizing that. Now, can you have him? Can you keep him around? Are they okay with that role, or are they expecting more? I think that's as an important ingredient to the conversation as any of the other ones is what do they want to do? Do they see themselves as everyday players? Do they need to go somewhere else and seek that out? But as far as the roles here, very, very important roles. Glad they've been able to hold on to both of these guys. I think in reserve roles, they're the best.
All right, now, like many Cub fans, we all couldn't sleep last night as we await word from Iowa on the MRI Chris Bryant is having on his big toe today. The injury initially happened a few days ago when he fouled the ball off the foot, but he tried to play through it until he had to leave last night's game in the second inning and then was spotted by multiple people leaving the stadium with a trainer. Bryant has 40 home runs, 103 RBIs in 124 games at AA and AAA this season.
Stalking him, walking out of the stadium.
People are concerned.
Clearly they were concerned. Well, you know, what did I say to you when I walked in this morning, Cappy? Well, you know what? If he was up here, he wouldn't have hurt his toe. That's all I said. No, listen, this is one of those things. I mean, what do you do? I mean, the bottom line is this. The man's hurt himself. He's got to go have an MRI. That's how it goes. It's how it goes up here at the big league level. Yeah, I mean, certainly we're hoping the best for him, but everything that I know about Chris Bryant tells me that if he's going to take himself out of a ball game and something seems like it's off, there's something to be concerned about. So, again, that's the way that I look at it. I mean, you know I'm not going to tell you he's got anything more to prove or that time is now getting in his way. He's got 40 homers, over 100 RBIs on the season. You know, get healthy, get back out there.
All right, and he had a walk-off the other night to win the ball game. That was home run number 40 on the season, best in all of minor league baseball, best at any level, including the big leagues. Let's talk about last night's game. Dan Straley, acquired from the A's in the Jeff Samardzija deal, made a spot start, his first start in a Cubs uniform. He went 5 1/3, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned walks, 3 struck out 4, only gave up 4 hits. So while the command wasn't great, he wasn't battered around the ballpark either.
No, you know, issues at the beginning, issues at the end of the out. I mean, that's just really what it came down to. I think he had a stretch of, what, sit down 11 or 12 in a row, I want to say, right there in the middle innings. I forgot the number saw from the broadcast last night, but again, got into a nice little rhythm. So again, you know, I knew going into this that he was not going to be, you know, he wasn't fighting for a spot in this rotation. This was merely a spot start. One of those deals where you open up some eyes and you hope to see some good things. I think you saw that from him. Of course, you know, obviously the walks are the one thing that bothered me and have been an issue for Straley throughout his career. But moving forward, I think there's some opportunity there. We're not talking about a guy that's going to be an ace at the top of your rotation in the future. You're not looking at his stuff going, wow, that's explosive. I think he's serviceable. He's useful. He's got a role. And again, in September, you're probably going to see a few more starts from him.
All right, Cubs continue to strike out at an alarming rate. They whiffed 10 more times last night. They now struck out 101 times over the past 9 games. Is this a cause for concern, Todd?
It is creeping up on that. You know, we talked about this, Cappy, a few days ago, and it wasn't nearly as big a deal to me then. But some of this swinging right now, the inability to kind of adjust throughout the game is, I suppose it's bothering me just a little bit. I mean, hopefully they're talking about it and they're, you know, communicating. you can't be chasing the pitches outside the strike zone the way that they are collectively. I mean, right now you look at it, it's just getting to the point where they're making too many unproductive outs. You understand the conversation when you say, oh, listen, we're willing to accept strikeouts because we're going to be patient and we're doing it the right way. Strikeouts will happen if you're taking pitches and you're working deep counts, and sometimes you get to that 2-strike count and things will happen, and that's okay. But see, you're not getting the flip side of it, and that's what's concerning me right now. It's not as if they're walking 10 times, or excuse me, striking out 10 times and walking 5, 6, 8 times in a ball game. They're walking 1, 2, 3 times in a ball game. See, so that's the one thing that you have to really pick up on, and I know that Theo and Jed have certainly talked about it that way. With power comes strikeouts, but right now you're not getting a great combination of both, so they're going to have to be a little bit better in that, more productive at bats.
All right, we have to take our first time out of Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Still to come, look at the lineups for both managers. We'll break down the pitching matchup. Cubs send their best, Jake Arrieta, to the bump. Arrieta looking for win number 7 on the season. And we are 29 minutes away from first pitch. Here's your lunch plan today. PapaJohns.com, and hopefully Cubs victory on the horizon.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com. See Fields first.
Once we ended up at Fields, we've never left. We buy all our cars from Fields. It's a family here, and we recommend them to everybody.
It starts from the top, goes all the way through the organization.
It's what we do, including our amenities program, which is absolutely free and includes free car washes and loaners. Fields matters because you matter.
I know from my experience and people I talk to, all the Fields are like this.
For Fields Auto Group locations, go to FieldsAuto.com. Then see Fields first.
Does anyone know a trustworthy roofer? I need a ranked list of roofers with detailed reviews.
Carol, you know you can find that online, right? You can even buy homeowners insurance online from Esurance.
I am desperate for a roofer.
That's not how it works.
Now you can buy homeowners insurance online with Esurance. Their simple, intuitive tools help.
$100,000.
For rules and requirements, go to 5hourYamification.com.
The 5-Hour Energy Yamification Contest.
It's delicious.
If I told you that a free 10-second test could mean less waiting for things like security backups and file downloads, you'd take that test, right? But what are you waiting for? You could literally be done with the test by now. Now you could have done it twice. This is awkward.
Go to ComcastBusiness.com/check-your-speed. If we can't offer faster speeds or save you money, we'll give you $150. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Thursday, hang out with Comcast Sportsnet at the Coors Light viewing party. Come to Pyramid Pizzeria and Sports Bar in Addison. Our producer, Jeff Nelson's a regular there. Win prizes, enjoy Coors Light, and watch the boys from the north side take on San Francisco's finest. Be there this Thursday at 7. Great beer equals great responsibility. Cubs are 8-10 at Citi Field since Park opened back in 2009. Northsiders looking for their first W of a 4-game set this afternoon. Len and Jim DeShaves have the call. The action just after the top of the hour right here at CSN. All right, welcome back. Cubs Pregame Live rolls on, presented by our great corporate partners at the Fields Auto Group. Alongside Todd Hollinsworth, I'm David Kaplan. A look at the pitching matchup for today's game. Said earlier, it's the Cubs' best. It is. Jake Arrieta goes against Rafael Montero, who's still looking for his first Major League win. Arrieta 6-4 with a very good 2.77 ERA. Held teams to an outstanding 216 batting average. Last time out, 7 1/3, allowed just 2 earned runs on 5 hits. The tag with a loss to division-leading Milwaukee.
Well, I think this is a real opportunity for the Cubs today to pick up a win. I mean, you look at the matchup right there just on paper. Arrieta, Montero, it tells you that we are, or should be, heavy favorites. I like our chances today. I'm going to leave it at that. Arrieta's been great. Great last start. Again, just, you know, the one thing that cautions you is he got jumped a little bit on first pitches, and that's one thing that stands out there. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later in the show. going up against Montero today, a kid who is trying to find some success, has got basically one quality start, one legitimate quality start in the 5 that he's made, and is walking thin ice right now. As a matter of fact, I heard that he's going down regardless after this start as well, much like Straley did yesterday. So, again, you're in a situation where you've got one pitcher under a completely different set of circumstances trying to establish himself and struggling. You got Arrieta, who's just been so locked in, minus that one Rocky start, and that's it. I mean, he's been as good as we've seen in baseball.
All right, Montero is one of the young pitchers the Mets are high on. His ERA in 5 major league starts, though, bloated. 6.12, gave up 5 runs, 5 innings to the Phillies in his last start. This is a guy that they think has upside.
Well, they may think he's got upside. Listen, he's got some downward tilt, but he's slow and deliberate to the plate. Look, it's 92, 93 miles an hour on the gun. You don't have to get past that. I mean, you're watching video right now from the best game that he's had. This guy has given up 8 homers. 8 homers in 25 innings. My goodness, that gets your attention. Gave up 3 in his last start. As a matter of fact, he's given up a homer in every start. 13 walks, giving up multiple walks in every start. This kid may have a live arm, but he's struggled, and he's made mistakes in each of his outings. So, again, it's still a good opportunity for the Cubs to do some damage, despite, again, the one quality start that you're looking at right now where he struck out 10 against the Diamondbacks. That was way back in May. So, again, I think there's going to be a real chance to do some damage.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup for Ricky Renteria's Cubs. He'll trot out Chris Coghlan, Javi Baez in the 2-hole, Rizzo, Castro, Valbuena, Alcantara, Sweeney, John Baker behind the dish, and Jake Arrieta.
Yeah, you got the lefties in there. I talked about Montero just a little bit, but we got to get some of the bats going. I mean, Coghlan slumpy a little bit, Baez maybe a little bit more consistency, Valbuena. I mean, you want to see these guys start to get a little bit more fluid offensively, and I think that's the one thing that really stands out. We had a couple solo homers yesterday. Over the last few ball games, we've watched the offense kind of, again, the strikeouts have been there. There haven't been the big innings. I mean, the one thing that stands out in this series, the Cubs, 3 for 16 with runners in scoring position. The Mets 4 for 9. I mean, that tells you we've had more opportunities. We've got a few more guys on base, but we're just not doing anything with it right now. And the Mets, they have. I mean, it's not like they've had a ton of opportunities. They've had 15 innings in which they didn't score, but the 3 in which they did have been crooked numbers.
All right, Baez coming off back-to-back 1 for 4 performances against New York this series. His batting average, .245. He has yet to draw his first big league walk. Does that concern you?
Yeah, it does, a little bit. Starting to get to the point where, I certainly talked about him maintaining his swing, maintaining his approach, but it's a mental aspect of the game. I mean, you see how they are going at him right now. He is definitely expanding his strike zone in some key spots, but, the one thing I guess I give him a little room to breathe is just that everybody else is kind of in swing mode too, and, sometimes you will be a byproduct of what's going on around you. It's not just Baez being the only guy, kind of expanding his strike zone right now. Collectively, the whole offense has. So, I think it's important that obviously you get some things figured out, but 20 strikeouts, no walks through the first 13 games stands out and it gets your attention right now. As long as he continues to, hit some balls out of the yard and have some moments, you're going to be okay with it. But if that power slows down at any point, you're going to start complaining about it.
All right, Luis Valbuena getting his first start of the series. Third baseman has been battling an illness, a cold. He is really struggling at the plate. The last 11 games, just 1 for 31 with 11 Ks.
Yeah, he's been struggling, no doubt about it. But again, it's really about expanding the strike zone. I think, for me, always was the key, getting back to the middle of the field. That's the one thing that I wanted to see myself when I was going through slumps, and when I see some of these guys go through slumps. And, let's say it, Anthony Rizzo's done a real nice job about doing that this year, even when he started to slow down, finding that off-field, leading with your hands just a little bit more, staying inside the baseball and allowing the ball to travel right now. I mean, I'm seeing some big swings where the barrel's leading the way right now, and those swings and misses, that's okay when you're going good and things are going your way and you're seeing the ball really well. You can lead with that barrel. You can get out in front of some pitches and still get the good result. But when you start to struggle and your timing's off and you're behind the fastball and early on the changeup, you have to try to center yourself just a little bit more. So maybe we'll see that today against Montero, who has struggled.
Time now for the Comcast Business Edge. We look at the numbers Curtis Granderson has put up against the Cubs in his career. Mets outfielder has the edge against Cubs pitching in 5 games against Chicago. The Chicago area native batting .316, no home runs, and an RBI. Comcast Business Edge Sports at the speed of business, hitting just .220 this season, 37 points lower than his career average, and the Mets paying him big glue.
Yeah, well, he's a Grandy man, and he's struggling right now. So, I think that's, to me, the good thing is that the Grandy man isn't getting it done right now. But listen, he's got power that you got to respect. He's going to be in the 1 hole today, and he has been very good there for the Mets. Now, you know, it's really trying to find a spot for Grandy to succeed in this lineup. Again, this is a lineup that the Mets have that struggles themselves. I mean, they have a hard time putting together collective offensive efforts consistently, and you've seen that in this series, even though they've come up with a couple of wins. Where Granderson is in the lineup is always a big part of this. He's supposed to be the number 4 hitter, hitting 25 homers and driving in runs left and right, yet he seems to be a better fit atop the lineup. I know that's not what they were targeting and what they were paying him for, so it's been a bit of an issue.
All right, here's Terry Collins' New York Mets lineup. Granderson will lead off. Lagares, Murphy, Duda, Campbell, Decker, Recker, Tejada, and Montero.
Well, certainly be aware of Daniel Murphy. He's hitting 300 on the season. Loves to hit Cubs pitching. 29 games this year. 306 batting average. He's got 5 homers against him. Duda and Campbell right now are really the guys that have been getting it done consistently. Over the last week, the Mets have not been hitting the ball all too well, all too consistently. They've been struggling to score some runs. It's been a big issue in New York this year. But again, those 3 in the middle of your lineup are the guys that you got to pay attention to. The rest of the guys that you can navigate the offense. If Arrieta makes his pitches, he should have no problems with the rest of that lineup.
All right, still to come on the show, we'll get Holly's keys this afternoon's ballgame. We'll both pick our key performers. We're trying to close that gap again. Cubs looking to snap a 3-game skid. Action for you here on CSN.
Sports Authority is proud to be the official sporting goods retailer of the Chicago Cubs. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
When you get away from smartphones and video games and tablets, it's amazing what you can really plug into. This spring, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Jenna posts, you know there's a problem when a golf cart accelerates faster than the car you drive. Hashtag new car, please. Great news, Jenna. The Honda Summer Clearance event is the perfect time to upgrade to a sporty new Civic. It comes loaded with cool standard features like a rearview camera, Bluetooth, and Pandora compatibility.
Call your mother.
I'm working, Pop-Pop.
Hurry in to get a great deal on a Honda, named Most Trusted Brand by KBB.com. The Honda Summer Clearance event is on now at your Honda dealer.
Come into Steak and Shake for real hand-dipped milkshakes. Better yet, come into Steak and Shake for real hand-dipped milkshakes at half price during half-price happy hour. Weekdays 2 to 4 at Steak and Shake. The $4 menu at Steak and Shake, featuring handcrafted steak burgers, all beef footlongs, and fresh guacamole made from scratch. The $4 menu, where all meals are under $4 at Steak and Shake.
This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. Taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
I didn't even want to look at myself in the mirror.
I was 324 pounds.
I was 402 pounds. I have to do something to lose weight.
Can people really lose weight from drinking a smoothie?
When I first started, I lost about 3.5 pounds a week.
I was seeing weight loss every day, 1 pound, 2 pounds. And I was like, this really works.
Right-size smoothies are the delicious weight loss smoothies with a taste that's guaranteed to help you lose your waist. Just replace 2 meals a day with 2 nutrition-packed smoothies, and you can lose up to 18 pounds in 90 days. The secret is Right-Size Smoothies' hunger-smashing blend that keeps you full and satisfied. During this special offer, you can get enough Right-Size to make 30 smoothies for just $10. As a bonus, we'll include the Right-Size blender bottle free. You're guaranteed to love the taste or your money back. But keep the blender bottle as our gift. This incredible value is all yours for just $10. Call or log on now.
The Cubs page on CSNChicago.com.
Welcome back to Fields Auto Group Cubs Pregame Live.
Next Thursday, August 21st, Cubbies holding their latest social media night at Wrigley Field. And Sports Talk Live will be there, broadcasting from the Captain Morgan Club. I'm going to be sorry to miss that one. I'm on vacay. You can purchase a ticket for both the social media event as well as the Cubs-Giants game at Cubs.com/special events. Vacay. Well, vacation. Cubs are looking for their 53rd win of the season as they take on the Mets. First pitch comes your way in just a little bit with Len and JD. All right, welcome back. Cubs Pregame Live rolls on, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Time for our Fields Auto Group keys to today's game. Take it away, Holly.
All right, I like this one. I like Arietta on the bump as well. I think we're going to get one today. Stick to the script. All right, command has been a major issue with Rafael Montero, no doubt about it. His stuff is good. It's not great. Bottom of the zone, a lot of two-seam fastballs, but even that two-seamer has been very unpredictable so far. He's made mistakes out over the plate. I said it already. 25 innings. I mean, wrap your mind around this. 8 homers. Put that into 100 innings, half a season. That's giving up 32 dingers. There's a great opportunity there. 13 walks. He's given up a homer in every start. He's given up walks in every start. Listen, get him out over the plate, put a good swing on it. I think you're going to get some results today, Cubby hitters. So be on your game. Quality from the start. Okay, here's what we're talking about. Jake Arrieta has had issues. Listen, last start was a good one, but he got jumped. Mark Reynolds got him on the first pitch. There was a double down the line in which there was a first pitch curveball. He got jumped. He has got to be better about this. Here's the evidence. Hitters, first pitch put in play are hitting .467 against Jake Arrieta. 1-0, 289. 0-1. Even if he throws a first pitch strike, they're still thinking be aggressive. 390. Listen, all the evidence. Jake gets better as the at-bat goes on. Don't think offenses aren't starting to pick up on that. So, again, that's what I'm looking for today. I expect those Mets to be out there swinging the bat against Jake Arrieta early, so he needs to be on his game. Quality from the start. And the last one is the motion offense. I just think it's a real opportunity today with Montero struggling. He's very slow to the plate. He's got very deliberate mechanics. I think there's a great chance to run. Be a little bit more aggressive on the bases. Get out in front. Make some offense happen. I think you're going to have a plethora of base runners. Maybe some power today. We'd love to see that as well. But a real good chance to just kind of get this thing going with some stolen base attempts, maybe putting some hit and runs on.
All right, time for key performers. I won the last one, so I get to pick first. Javi Baez will announce his presence to the denizens of the Big Apple with authority. He goes yard today.
Really? Well, that'd be great. But the base is going to be empty because Chris Coughlin's going to be busy doing that himself from the leadoff spot.
Well, we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. You're a funny man. We'll hand it off to Len and JD next.
See Fields first.
Once we ended up at Fields, we've never left. We buy all our cars from Fields. It's a family here, and we recommend them to everybody.
It starts from the top, goes all the way through the organization.
It's what we do, including our amenities program, which is absolutely free and includes free car washes and loaners. Fields matters because you matter.
I know from my experience and people I talk to, all the Fields are like this.
For Fields Auto Group locations, go to fieldsauto.com. Then see Fields first.
When you get away from smartphones and video games and tablets, it's amazing what you can really plug into. This season, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
You probably think Domino's pizza cheese comes out of a big plastic bag. And it does. But before it goes into that bag, our cheese was crafted to perfection by an award-winning mozzarella maker using milk from family-owned dairy farms. And we got help from a cheese technologist and a National Cheese Institute laureate award winner, which is really a thing. So order 2 medium, 2-topping Domino's pizzas for $5.99 each. And taste why you can't judge a cheese by its bag.
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided. Because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000. That's why the smart choice is Xfinity. You can see all the best action in football all season long, with no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Sarah posts, nothing like walking 3 miles because my car broke down. Hashtag woohoo. That's a serious problem in those shoes, Sarah. Let's find you something more dependable at the Honda Summer Clearance event. Like a Honda Accord with awesome standard features like a rear view camera and Bluetooth. You can throw these away. I just went too far. I can tell by your face.
Hurry in to get a great deal on a Honda, named Most Trusted Brand by KBB.com. The Honda Summer Clearance event is on now at your Honda dealer.
gorgeous Sunday afternoon here in New York City. We're set for Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. Game 3 of a 4-game series that will actually end Monday. And welcome to Cubs baseball. Hope your weekend is going well. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Mets have taken the first 2 games of this series, and JD, the Mets are under 500. They're not really in the playoff race. After this series, the final, 6 weeks, it's going to be a lot of playoff contenders.
So the point is the Cubs should probably win these next 2 ball games because, the water gets really choppy for the Cubs moving forward. Down the stretch, they come, and you see a lot of playoff contenders. This group of teams collectively, 71 games better than 500, and everybody except for the Blue Jays within 3 games of a playoff spot. So tough schedule the remaining way for the Cubs.
Dan Straley started a spot start. He's back in the minor leagues last night to push everybody back a day. So Jake Arrieta on extra rest will go this afternoon.
Yeah, so a favorable pitching matchup. A rookie goes for the Mets, Rafael Montero. He has really struggled. Arrieta anything but struggling since June. 5-3 with a 2.65 ERA. If you throw out his start 2 times ago against Colorado when he gave up 9 earned runs, his ERA in that stretch of .80.
Outfielder Matt Caesar on the roster, not in the lineup, but available off the bench today. And it'll be the Cubs ace, Jake Arrieta, against the Mets as the Cubs try to win their first game in this series. Next.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
I gotta meet my lady for brunch. Last year, I would have missed all the games. But NFL Sunday Ticket Max has every game, every Sunday afternoon. Live on any device. I'll just keep it under the table. I'm subtle like that.
Become the world's most powerful fan. Get NFL Sunday Ticket Max with more features and more football than ever.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan, back in our Comcast Sportsnet studios along the river. We'll get you back to the Big Apple for first pitch in just a couple of minutes. Jake Arrieta gets a start for the Northsiders today. After missing the first month of the season, Arrieta's become a major force in the Cubs' starting rotation.
Jake's done a great job for us this year. Obviously, everybody has seen the growth that he's had, especially coming off, the rehab. He's come in and just, he had his first outing, which was 5 innings or just, I don't know, remember if he got 5 innings and all of a sudden just started, settling in. It's good to have him out there, and hopefully he'll give us a nice outing. We're all cognizant of the fact that, it's getting later on to the season. We're still monitoring everybody and trying to make sure that we don't, put them in any peril, but he's been doing great.
White Sox top 2014 draft pick Carlos Rodon continued his rise through the team's farm system after getting promoted to AAA on Saturday. He's expected to make his debut with the Charlotte Knights next Tuesday. Rodon dominated hitters in limited time at high A ball, posting a 1.86 ERA in 4 games. And the Bears getting the weekend off before returning to practice on Monday morning, but still making headlines. They announced the signing of former Jets wide receiver Santonio Holmes to a 1-year deal. Holmes worked out for the team earlier this week, caught 23 passes for 456 yards and a touchdown last season in 11 games. With those numbers, could certainly add a little depth to the Bears' number 3 slot. Eric Weems, after fumbling a kick in the second exhibition game, released. All right, we'll have a recap of all the days news coming your way at Sportsnet Central tonight at 6:30, 10, and midnight. Don't forget, Holly joins me later on the postgame show. Cubs and Mets next on CSN. Len and Jim are coming up.
It all comes down to this. Danny Walker at the plate, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs.
Come on, Danny, this is it.
Walker digs in.
Really wish I could finish this, but I'm so tired. Gotta get up in a few hours.
Stream your favorite movies with UVerse high-speed internet. With AT&T, the UVerse revolves around you.
Coors Light meets a blend of natural citrus flavors. Squeeze the most out of summer. New Coors Light Summer Brew.
Burger King wants to officially change the $5 bill. Please don't laugh.
Try the new Mushroom and Swiss Big King, now in the Burger King 2 for $5 menu, where you can mix and match 2 large premium sandwiches for just $5, only at Burger King.
Jenna posts, you know there's a problem when a golf cart accelerates faster than the car you drive. Hashtag new car, please. Great news, Jenna. The Honda Summer Clearance event is the perfect time to upgrade to a sporty new Civic. It comes loaded with cool standard features like a rear-view camera, Bluetooth, and Pandora compatibility.
Call your mother.
I'm working, Pop-Pop.
Hurry in to get a great deal on a Honda, named most trusted brand by KBB.com. The Honda Summer Clearance event is on now at your Honda dealer.
Chicago District Golfer is celebrating the CDGA's 100th anniversary all year long with the best courses, insightful instruction, game-improving equipment, and interesting stories. Join me, Jill Carlson, on the first Sunday of every month at 9:30 p.m.
Tomorrow, Javier Baez wraps up his first series in the Big Apple and looks to put on a show at Citi Field. Coverage starts at 10:30 with Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group. Cubs, Mets, tomorrow at 10:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T UVerse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online, only at southwest.com.
What a gorgeous day here in New York inside Citi Field. Cubs and Mets. The Cubs a sweep over New York at Wrigley Field in June, but the Mets have won the first 2 in this set. Let's take a quick look around the majors before the Mets take the field, and as we get set for Sunday action, Clayton Kershaw actually lost 3-2 to Milwaukee. So his first defeat since May the 28th. The Felix Hernandez streak has come to an end. Detroit with a win yesterday over the Mariners, and Big Papi, 400 homers as a member of the Red Sox, joining Williams and Yastrzemski.
Yeah, Ortiz with 2 home runs yesterday, drove in 6. Clayton Kershaw in his start actually pitched a complete game, but gave up home runs to Ryan Braun and Carlos Gomez and Giovanni Gallardo. We recently saw pitch really well, did so again last night in LA.
So let's get the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. That will face rookie right-hander Rafael Montero. The Cubs have the highest strikeouts to walks ratio in the majors offensively. They like to cut down on it, 3.21 going into today. Coughlin, Baez, and Rizzo will start things. If anybody gets on, it'll be Castro in the first. Valbuena, Alcantara, Ryan Sweeney playing right. John Baker gets the start back of the plate with Jake Arrieta on the mound, hitting 9th.
Let's meet the Mets defensively, brought to you by Kia. They had been playing very well in the field, but in the ballgame last night made 2 errors early, but Jonathan Neese able to pitch around that trouble. It's Dendecker, Lagares, and Granderson in the outfield. Lagares a standout in center field. Campbell gets a start today at third base. David Wright is a little banged up. Ruben Tejada back in at shortstop. He has yielded playing time of late to Wilmer Flores. Excuse me. Daniel Murphy's the second baseman. Lucas Duda at first, and the backup catcher gets the assignment today. That's Anthony Recker. And the Alexis starting pitcher for the Mets today is a rookie right-hander, just 23 years of age, Rafael Montero. So far, it has been a bit of a struggle for him at the big league level, 0-3 with a 6.12 ERA and 5 starts. The home run ball has been really problematic, 25 innings here, and he's allowed 8 home runs. Coming up through the Mets system, home runs were not a problem, and he was a guy who had very good control. So, you know, probably working around some nerves here at the big league level. Not really been able to settle in yet, but they're high on him. He's one of their top pitching prospects.
Let's get the umpires for today. That's Will Little back to the plate. Adrian Johnson is at first. Greg Gibson, the crew chief, at second. Phil Cuzzy over at third. Again, this series will not come to an end today, which has us a little out of sorts. We're used to a Sunday being final game of a series and getaway day, but that's not the case.
Woke up this morning, I was tempted to start packing.
That would have been premature,
especially for me.
And if today's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to JDRF as Coughlin steps in.
Montero, 3-pitch pitcher, fastball that can reach 95 miles an hour. He'll sit comfortably around 92, 93. A 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. He's got a sweeping breaking ball, slurvy breaking pitch, and a changeup.
Looking for his first big league win. This is his 6th start. He's in for Jacob deGrom, who may be back in their rotation the next time around. deGrom on the disabled list. Popped up by Coughlin. Foul territory. Recker gives it a look, but no play. deGrom has right rotator cuff tendonitis. Again, they're hoping he's back for his next turn.
In all likelihood, that would mean a demotion for Montero back to Las Vegas, where he's been quite good this year. AAA 6-3 with a 3.28 ERA, and that's a tough league to pitch in and a very difficult ballpark to pitch in.
Coughlin just broke his bat. 80 degrees. Little cloud cover, but some sunshine at the moment. We had some drizzle in the city about 3 hours ago. And hopefully we'll be fine the rest of the day. Looks like he wants a change up here. The 2-2 in the dirt. Coughlin 0 for 11. His last 3 games and 6 for 40 over his last 10 after a really hot stretch to get his average over 300. Now down to 278. The 3-2 is hit in the air to left. Dendecker over near the line with the sunglasses on makes the catch. So that's the first out, and it'll bring up Javier Baez. You see Montero's numbers against the Nationals in his last start.
Has 7 hits, 3 of them left the ballpark. He's allowed home runs in each of his major league starts so far. 5 starts, 8 home runs. He initially came up in middle of May, made 4 starts from May 14th through the 30th, and then was sent back to AAA. And one time, that start against Washington in place of deGrom this go around.
Fastball strike on Baez. Jake Arrieta on the mound today, looking for some first run support, or first inning support, I should say. Swing and a miss. Went after the breaking ball well off the plate.
Bobby, the way he's being pitched, they're going to they don't want to repeat looks with him. Slider off the plate, high fastball. Just keep changing the look. He's shown a willingness to expand up, down, in and out. He's not yet drawn a walk here at the big league level.
Montero listed at 6 feet 186 from Higuerito Banica in the Dominican Republic. Lives in Santo Domingo. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 2 away. That's his first strikeout of the day.
So many ball players from the Dominican Republic, and a whole bunch of them from or live in Santo Domingo. No problem finding a partner to work out with in the offseason down there, and there's a good slider for his first strikeout.
He didn't play a lot of baseball growing up until he moved to Santo Domingo when he turned 17. That's organizational pitcher of the year in 2012. Anthony Rizzo pops up on the first pitch. Caught by Duda. Cubs go down in order. To the mound, Jake Arrieta when we come back to New York.
Get to Nissan's bottom line for the most exciting lineup on the road.
Get 0% APR financing on Sentra. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided. Because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000. That's why the smart choice is Xfinity. You can see all the best action in football all season long, with no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat Hughes from Binny's Beverage Depot. What an amazing starting lineup. I'm looking out at over 6,000 wines, plus the all-star team at Binny's are the most knowledgeable and friendly in the business. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Save big at Bass Pro Shop's Fall Hunting Classic with great deals like Redhead Ripstop Camo shirts or BDU pants for under $15 each. Your choice of 5 great boots for under $80. And this Cuddy Back IR game camera for under $100.
To Nissan's bottom line for the most exciting lineup on the road.
Now save up to $4,500 on Murano. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Well, our colleagues with the Mets doing the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Gary Cohn and Keith Hernandez. Pretty cold, Keith, isn't it? Now the Mets Southwest starting lineup. The first Met to strike out today will be the Cubs' 1,000th strikeout victim of the year. Granderson, Lagares, Murphy at the top. Duda, Campbell, Dendecker in the middle. Notice no David Wright. He got hit by a pitch last night. Recker, Tejada, and Montero rounded out.
Key defense for the Cubs this afternoon. Chris Coughlin's going to man left field. Arismendi Alcantara in center made one real nice play last night up against the wall, and then a miscue in right center that proved to be costly. Ryan Sweeney's in right. Third to first we go. Valbuena, Castro, Baez, Rizzo. John Baker gets the nod this afternoon, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Cubs is Jake Arrieta. Hard luck loser last time out. Pitched well against Milwaukee. Overall 6-4 with a 2.77 earned run average. Tough to hit. League batting just .216 against him. Still does not have enough innings to qualify among the league leaders. He's closing in on that. But for guys who pitched at least 100 innings, he's all over the leaderboard. 4th, 5th, and whip and batting average against, earned run average, all that good stuff.
It's an inning per team game, right? That's the threshold you have to reach. Here's Granderson to lead it off. He's had a tough month of August, hitting just 143 so far. But he's had good success against Arrieta going back to their American League days. 9 out of 22 with 3 home runs. And you mentioned the Alcantara catch last night, and it was robbing Granderson of extra bases.
Yeah, great concentration. He's on the warning track. He knows he's nearing that wall, but he never takes his eye off the baseball. Very nice play.
Swing and a miss on the slider at 89 from Arrieta. 0-2. You see those good numbers.
Yeah, good stuff. Granderson hasn't seen a whole lot of this Arrieta. Turned into one of the best pitchers in the National League.
It's a different era of Arrieta.
Yes, it is indeed.
You and I have witnessed probably as many strikeouts as any broadcasters in baseball this year. The Cubs have struck out 1,073 times. Their pitching staff with 999 going into the ball game today.
Yeah, that's why I keep having to replace my red pen, because that's what I mark my strikeouts with. And just...
If you're looking for any sort of gift for my partner, a red pen always comes in handy. Coughlin in left center for out number 1.
Fine point would be preferred, but I'm not fussy. The Mets faced Jake back at Wrigley in that series on June 3rd. He pitched around some traffic. He only went 4 2/3 because he threw 105 pitches. He allowed 7 hits, 3 walks, but only 1 run. No decision, a game that the Cubs ultimately won 2-1.
Here's Lagares, more known for his defense than his offense, but he did drive in a couple in the ball game last night and has really displayed a very accurate throwing arm out there in center in this series. That'll go 3-1 to get him. 2 outs. Yeah, and it's one thing to run him down in the outfield and to have a strong throwing arm, but when you add the accuracy and the ability to hit a cutoff man, now you're talking Gold Glove type performance. Yep. It'll be tough for him to steal away that Gold Glove from Carlos Gomez, but at some point in his career he's going to win at least one, I would think. It's gotten easier for left fielders to win Gold Gloves and harder for center fielders, because it used to be that yeah, it was just 3 outfielders. Now it's specific positions. Murphy hits a slow roller right to Baez, and Arrieta matching Montero pitch for pitch here in the first inning. 0-0.
Say hello to live TV from Southwest. Turn your device into your television. Get more out of your flight with free live TV from Southwest and Dish. On the air, in the air, with live TV.
My name is Cornell Nelson. I am from the south side of Chicago. I support Bruce Rauner. Early on, I stayed out of trouble. Later on, I got captured by the streets. I ended up at this place called A Safe Haven. Bruce made a great difference. He's helped provide meals in these neighborhoods. He's helped provide clothing. People don't know that he's had his hand in doing this for a very long time. Bruce did that. It's a really beautiful thing.
Welcome to our annual clearance event.
Hey, we're here to get a Prius.
Smart. Clearance only happens once a year. Hey, Prius has superpowers too.
Yeah, like an EPA estimated 50 mpg.
Can it turn invisible? No, but they disappear pretty fast.
Are they faster than me?
How fast are you? I should have seen that coming.
Get 0% APR financing on a new 2014 Prius for 60 months. Plus, get $1,000 bonus cash. Or lease Prius for $199 a month. Hurry in today.
Thanks, we saved a ton.
That's my superpower.
Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back, everybody. Cubs back in town this Thursday, and we're going to celebrate the 90s on this homestand, and it should be fun. WrigleyField100.com for all the planned festivities. And then on the field, the baseball, 2 really good teams coming to town, the Giants and the Orioles. 6 games, 3 with the Giants, then the O's over the weekend. Tickets are still available, especially for that weekend set with Baltimore. Tickets can be yours at Cubs.com.
Here's your daily Cubs baseball vitamin, 1 a day. Roster move. Caesar for Straley. So first big league call up for Matt Caesar. It's been a lot better since the All-Star break. Hasn't hit for any power this year, but You might see him as a pinch runner late today, and he's from New Jersey, and a lot of family and friends excited about him coming to New York.
Yeah, timing was perfect for him. Played collegiately at Villanova. As Len mentioned, a Jersey guy. He said he's got about 15 people here on the pass list today.
A real good athlete. He thought he would be in the NFL at some point, but here he is in the big leagues. And then again available on the bench today is Dan Straley, who we'll probably see again in September back at AAA Iowa. The 1-0 to Starlin Castro. Swing and a miss. He had his 14-game hitting streak come to an end last night. That streak tied his career long. And the streak started on August 1st, so you see what he's done this month. Up over 390. Montero's 1-1 outside. 2 balls and a strike. Popped out of Recker's mitt. Looked like the pitch might have been near the strike zone, but did not get the call. 3-1. That's a strike.
Yep.
Well,
borderline, but he was just trying to, he didn't want to lunge for it, so he's trying to cradle that pitch and get that borderline call, but you're not going to get it normally when you don't catch it.
Montero gets the ball and he's ready to work. The dilly-dally factor very low.
The DDF.
That one feathered out into center for a base hit. First hit of the ball game for either team belongs to Castro.
And there's those good contact skills. Not a bad pitch. Might have been up a little bit, but on or off the outside corner, yeah, wasn't really up at all. Castro looked like he was leaking a little bit, like looking for something in, but again, the great eye-hand coordination allows him to make some contact and perhaps start a new hitting streak. Well, I guess he has started. It's at 1. He's got a 1-game streak now.
Does 1 game mean a streak?
He's on fire.
Ground ball to first. Step on the bag. Tag applied. 3-6. Well, that was quick. Now 2 outs, nobody on.
I showed you the overall numbers on this kid Montero, and they're not good at the big league level. Not to say he hasn't had good moments. His very first start was against the Yankees. That had to be a little unsettling for a young kid. Got beat, but quality work. 6 innings of 3-run baseball. And then a couple starts later against the Diamondbacks back on May 25th. 6 innings of 2-hit 1-run ball. He struck out 10 in that ball game.
Bounced way in front of home plate.
Baseball America had him as the Mets' 3rd best prospect coming into the season.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Alcantara. And he struck him out, so the leadoff single doesn't lead to anything. Got the double play ball and then the punch out. And after an inning and a half, still 0-0 from New York.
Hi, would you like a Happy Meal? for a little while. Happy Meals, just $2.99.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll discover what happens when we cut corners. The corners of test tracks, where we engineered our most track-tested line of performance vehicles ever. The result, our gold standard of performance. And the only place you'll find it is at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2014 IS250 for $349 a month for 27 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
From picking the perfect color to our outstanding no prep, no prime formula, Menards and Dutch Boy make transforming your world easy. Go Dutch. Dutch Boy Platinum Paint, available at Menards.
Two men walked into a McDonald's and discovered an extraordinary burger with heaps of jalapenos, now for just $2. They also discovered the phenomenon of econom-nom-nomics. McDonald's dollar menu and more. It's econom-nom-nomical.
Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second here at Citi Field in New York. Tuesday with the Giants in town. First pitch at 7:05, and the first 10,000 fans at the ballpark will receive a Cubs floppy hat presented by Pepsi and Jewel Osco. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Let's take a look at the Cubs minor league system and some results from Saturday. The big news, and hopefully really not big, but just interesting news, is Chris Bryant had to leave the game last night with pain in his left big toe, but hopefully nothing serious. So he will have an MRI today, and we'll talk with Patrick Mooney later, who may have an update. Anytime Chris Bryant leaves the game, Cub fans want to know why.
He's coming to the big leagues. No, he's not. You know, another guy that's doing a real nice job down on the farm is Pierce Johnson. 2.36 ERA at Tennessee. Really throwing the ball well of late.
That caught the outside on Duda, and it's 0-2. He does not have a hit in the series, but he has taken 4 walks, including 3 last night. One of 5 players currently in the National League with 20 homers and 50 walks. Anthony Rizzo is one of those guys. Giancarlo Stanton, Justin Upton, Troy Tulowitzki, the others.
Patience and power. 2 great attributes.
In the dirt.
As Duda here in the month of August hitting just 136. But a .310 on base percentage. Check that. That's his last week. 3 out of his last 22. But the Mets as a whole, .215 batting average this month with a .566 OPS. That's dead last in Major League Baseball. Pitching's been good. That's been the story in this series so far. The Mets have won the first 2 games, despite getting just 8 hits combined in those 2 ball games.
Lined over, a leaping Castro, and the Mets are on the hit board. Leadoff single by Duda.
Big slugger taking an outfield approach here. Fastball off the outside corner.
It's the kind of swing and result hitting coaches love. Lamar Johnson is the Mets hitting coach. Eric Campbell had the game-winning home run, 3-run shot on Friday night. It was off Travis Wood after a couple of walks.
Hasn't hit for much power. This is just his 2nd home run.
Ball rolled foul. Astros are in Boston today. They'll be in New York to play the Yankees Tuesday night. They just tweeted out they're wearing high socks today as they remember longtime scout and coach Gordy McKenzie. Do you know Gordy? Passed away
really, no.
last week. It's a nice gesture by the Astros. Oh, 0-2 on Campbell. Here it is. Fouled. Giancarlo Stanton is homered again. Number 32, and the Marlins with a 3-0 lead in the first over Arizona. Mariners with an early 2-0 advantage at Detroit on the top of the second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So there's number 1,000 for the Cubs pitching staff this season. And a good curveball.
Yeah, he generates a lot of swings and misses with a lot of different pitches. He can throw his fastball by you. That swing and miss slider may be his best pitch, and you can't discount that curveball.
Dendecker scored twice, had a hit, the bases loaded walk last night. Together big numbers at AAA this year in terms of the batting average. 93 games at Las Vegas, hit .334. He was leading the Pacific Coast League at the time of his most recent call-up. Due to the runner at first, one away, we're in the bottom of the second, and the pitch is low.
And he's been getting good results since he's been called back up to the big leagues. They've made a little bit of a mechanical change with him, setting his hands lower. So far, proven to be a good move for him. Dave Hutchins was the hitting coach here. He got dismissed earlier this season.
Maybe some Chicago baseball fans watching us today who remember that Lamar Johnson once sang the national anthem before a game when he played with the White Sox.
Would that make you a six-tool player if you could do everything else and then sing the anthem?
Yeah. Great singing voice is that sixth tool. Strike on the slider. 2-2.
It's good for a club. You can entertain the team on the team bus and in the clubhouse.
Slowing things down with that runner on. Baker calling for breaking pitch. And he got him, so back-to-back Ks on the curveball. 2 down.
Oh, it's such a good pitch in that situation for Arrieta because he gets a lot of ground balls with it. Possibility to get a double play here off the bat of Dendecker, and then again the swings and misses. That works too. Came into this start with a strikeout rate just a little under 26%. That's well above league average. And really, he's cut the walks way down this year, so the spread between his strikeout rate and his walk rate among the best in the National League.
Former Cub Anthony Recker. 9 games with the Cubs in 2012 after He was acquired from Oakland for Blake Lally in late August of that year, and then the Mets got him off waivers from the Cubs following that season. He's been on 3 consecutive opening day rosters and getting his first start of this series. Inside corner.
He's got a good plus minus. Mets are 20-14 in his starts this year. I'm guessing it has more to do with the guy on the mound the day he catches than anything else. But if you're record and you're hitting $187, you're quick to point that out.
Sure, his agent will in arbitration too. Fastball strike. 1-2.
Well, how's he going to try to finish him off here? High heater, no. Heater away, no. He likes that curveball. Snapped off some good ones. Why not try another one?
So 3 straight strikeouts on that nasty curveball to end the inning after the Duda leadoff single. 2 complete. No score.
Angie posts, ugh, this stupid AC in this stupid car. It only works on high. Hang tight, Angie, because the Honda Summer Clearance event is here. This Honda CR-V has awesome standard features, like a rear view camera and Bluetooth. Want to borrow my brush? Thanks. Keep it.
Hurry in to get a great deal on a Honda, named Most Trusted Brand by KBB.com. The Honda Summer Clearance event is on now at your Honda dealer.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced, or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Looks like the kids bought some apps. I gotta get a handle on this.
Be the boss of your money with Virtual Wallet by PNC Bank. Clearly track your spending by month or category. Easily save for both short and long-term goals. And always get the big picture of your finances.
Any questions? Mortgage payment?
We're still good, right?
You're still my #1 mortgage payment.
Virtual Wallet by PNC. Get a great offer on a new account at pnc.com/boss.
Today, following Cubs postgame live, get an inside look into one of the Blackhawks' grittiest players, Andrew Shaw, presented by Cadillac. Join Pat Boyle for an exclusive one-on-one with the scrapper who overcame the odds and sacrificed his body to win it all. Inside look, Andrew Shaw, presented by Cadillac. Today, following Cubs postgame live. Rafael Montero, our first look at the rookie right-hander for the Mets. Little audition here as he's spelling the DL to Jacob deGrom. Third inning, Ryan Sweeney will start it. And he looks at a strike. And he looks at another one. Bartolo Colon will pitch tomorrow for the Mets. Rookie Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs. That's the one I circled on the pitching probable matchup for the weekend.
Yeah, both guys fun to watch. Could be a good one tomorrow.
I have it for you straight up noon, or rather 11 a.m. Chicago time here on CSN.
Tolo just keeps clipping along. Winning record on a bad club. Kyle Hendricks has been outstanding.
From 0-2 to 3-2. The catcher Baker's on deck.
See if he trusts his changeup enough to throw it here. Peter
with fastball. And Sweeney fouled back.
3-2 fastball, foul ball, by the way.
You said 72% or so, and it's been higher than that since you mentioned it. Still small sample size, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good
lined to left.
Wow, that was really nice. Got a lot of really good at-bats here lately. Gets the front foot down, keeps the hands back. Fastball down and away. Look at the head. Just a little line drive served to left. That's how the second inning started, with a leadoff single and then quick double play. Clean things up for Montero.
John Baker is the longest homerless drought by a non-pitcher, although he technically did pitch this year. We would not call him a pitcher. 528 at bats without a home run.
Home run swing. If he gets one here, he will have earned it. This is a big ballpark. Does not yield a lot of home runs. Really big out there. The power alley in right center, 390. Just in front of the Cubs bullpen.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Number 3 for Montero. And it'll be Arrieta, the pitcher. Most likely a bunting situation here. Ready to charge from third. Duda currently on the bag, holding Sweeney. Nudged foul.
And Jake trying to direct that one out towards first base. Now he just has to make sure he gets it down.
Hard bunt. You could hear him yell 2. But they only get one out. They do get the runner at second. Tejada, though, had to navigate around Sweeney. Just didn't have any momentum either. He was standing right on the bag.
Yeah, and Arrieta, a good athlete running hard down the line, able to beat the double play to keep the inning alive. Once you get 2 strikes on you, you can't try to be too fine with that bunt. If he had to do it all over again, he probably would have offered at that very first pitch.
plays behind the runner at first. Coughlin sends one in the air out toward Dendecker. He's got it, and we'll go to the bottom of the third in a scoreless tie.
It's almost over.
We knew this moment would come.
Your last chance to get 0% financing for 72 months on most Ford models.
It's go time.
Yeah. Feel the rush.
Let's go to work.
Don't miss the final days of the Ford Summer Spectacular.
Count me in.
It's the final days to get 0% financing for 72 months on almost every 2014 Ford car. So hurry in for interest-free financing for 6 full years.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois knows your 20s is your time. So go ahead and act your age. We're the smart choice for health insurance, and we're ready when you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all.
Take your time, no rush, Annie. Come on.
With the Chase mobile app, you can get a lot done in a little amount of time. From transferring funds.
Wait a minute. What? You gotta be kidding. You guys see that? The ball was out.
To paying your coach for adding 5 miles per hour to your serve.
Get your eyes checked. Help me out.
Download the best mobile app today.
Why didn't you tell me?
So you can always have the advantage. Chase, so you can.
Thursday, hang with Comcast Sportsnet at the Coors Light viewing party. Come to Pyramid Pizzeria and Sports Bar in Addison to win prizes, enjoy Coors Light, and watch the boys from the Northside take on the Bay's finest. Be there this Thursday at 7. Great beer equals great responsibility.
Time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag NorthsideFanPhoto for a chance to have it appear later in today's broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Jake Arrieta getting ready for the bottom of the third, struck out 3. All on curveballs to end the second. Larry Stevens, big Cub fan, tweeted us earlier, wanted to know what batters do when they put the first pitch in play. And it's kind of fun to look at different counts and when at bats come to an end. On the first pitch, league-wide, Major League Baseball this year, according to Baseball Reference, batters hit .336 on the first pitch. The highest OPS comes in a 3-0 count. 3-1 would be second. Anything after you get to a 3-ball count, that usually bodes very well for a batter. Ruben Tejada takes a fastball low, ball 1. Lowest OPS, the 0-2 count. 371 OPS. Not a lot of surprises.
And frankly, probably not a lot of balls put in play on 0-2. Most pitchers,
right?
You know, that 0-2 pitch, you're going to throw something off the plate, try to get a guy to chase, and more times than not, the guy's going to take.
And a base hit to start the inning. So Tejada is on. These teams have been good at getting the leadoff man on. They just haven't gotten him in to this point. That's the 4th hit of the ball game, and every time it's been the first batter of an inning.
Let's see if Montero can get a bunt down here.
Okay, I'll make the count thing as easy as possible after this pitch. Bunted foul, look out. In all counts, it ended with a batter ahead in the count. Collective OPS is 940. When the pitcher is ahead, it's 507. So basically, you are a pitcher versus, Mike Trout type thing.
Yeah.
That gets by everybody. So now Montero can try to bunt Tejada to third. It's a wild pitch.
I'm trying to go off the plate with a slider, and it just backs up on Arrieta. More importantly, backed up on Baker.
Rizzo way in already, popped up. Foul territory. Baker makes the catch.
Oh boy, this is going to be fun. A Star Wars night this Wednesday, August 20th. Fans who purchase tickets through the Cubs special events page will receive a special Jedi Rizzo bobblehead. A portion of the proceeds going back to the Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation. Don't miss out on the intergalactic fun. Tickets are only available through Cubs.com/special events.
Jedi Rizzo. Here's Granderson, one away, runner at second, and a strike on the slider. Ralph Macchio is in the ballpark today. I didn't see him. You did.
Yeah, somebody tweeted it. His picture is hanging out in the clubhouse a little bit down the field.
Star of the Karate Kid movies. Rizzo threw it away. Tejada at third, and Granderson safe at first. This is a bad throw. He had all kinds of time.
Yeah.
An error on Rizzo.
Yeah, I think he's got to get moving forward and make an underhanded toss here to Arrieta. He has time to gather himself, take it maybe a step or two forward. Maybe not make an underhand toss, but he's kind of, the ground ball gets him back on his heels a little bit, but he still had time to step into the throw. Flat-footed, trying to throw to Arrieta on the move. An error, whether it proves to be costly or not, will depend on how Arrieta is able to navigate the Garza and Murphy here. Granderson with 8 steals this year. He's been caught twice. Arrieta is not particularly quick to home plate.
Strike called, even though the ball did get out of Baker's mitt. Castro with a pick, the flip, on the bare hand, Baez. We're going to get another couple of looks at that as we move along today. As this game remains scoreless, that ball was hit really hard. Castro with a nice play, and then Baez deciding just to barehand it. Wow.
That's a nickel, and that's a dime. Go ahead and keep them in your pocket. You won't be needing them with us. At Southwest, we keep our low fares simple. Because low fares should never mean low service. We don't charge you from A to B, we fly you from A to B. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
It's back, but not for long. Olive Garden's buy one, take one, starting at just $12.99. Enjoy dinner tonight and take home a second entree for later. Choose from a variety of amazing entrees like new creamy citrus chicken. Then choose a second favorite to take home. Buy one, take one, starting at just $12.99. Plus, it gets even better when you make it a movie night with a free one-day rental from Redbox. Olive Garden, we're all family here.
It's another hot night in Sin City. Kind that makes people do bad things.
You've just made me a rich woman.
She betrayed me. Need your help going up against a lot of guns. That's her aim to kill for. You cannot defeat the goddess.
Kill him.
She's no goddess. She's a monster.
Sin City, rated R, in theaters everywhere Friday.
The web is full of opinions and sources.
When it comes to the Cubs, you can bet your bleacher seats CSNChicago.com is bringing you the facts. From Cubs fans, for Cubs fans. The Cubs page on CSNChicago.com.
Time now for our Xfinity high-speed action, and Rizzo's error proves not to be costly because of this beautiful double play. Started by Castro and then turned by Baez. Sharply hit. Good glove work by Castro and a good turn by Baez. You know, the flip a little bit on the offside for Baez, so I think that's just instincts kicking in. He has to reach across with the glove. It becomes a little bit more of a clunkier, time-consuming play, so he just snags it with the bare hand, and good strong throw to first.
Sure looked pretty, didn't it? You always want those plays to be functional. If they can be fashionable as well, makes for good television.
Right. You know, and there are times when you see a guy use a bare hand, or you say, he didn't really need to do that. And again, I think this was an instance where Baez, his instincts just took over instead of having to reach back across his body a little bit.
Having seen Montero before, but based on what we were told and what you let our viewers know early on, it looks like here in the first 3 innings he's done what the Mets kind of expected him more to do, and not what had gone on his first 5 big league starts.
Yeah, you know, his walk rate is high here. His walk rate actually up a little bit in Vegas compared to what he had been in his previous minor league seasons. He's regarded as the best control pitcher in their system. And a lot of that is just, you know, coming to the big leagues for the first time. There's a tendency to overrate big league hitters sometimes. So you nibble, and then you give in. I'm guessing that's what's gone on with him.
And that's the first major league walk taken by Javier Baez. Comes in his 55th plate appearance.
Reminiscent of when Alfonso Soriano broke in with the Yankees. There was kind of a watch on in New York as to when Alfonso would draw his first walk.
And I don't want to get too deep into it, but I don't think anybody's expecting Javi to walk a lot. But the approach we just saw, he's got to do more of to get people to throw him something he can hit.
Yeah, and that was part of the storyline why he's in the big leagues now, is because he improved greatly in that regard as the season went on down to AAA.
0-2 to Rizzo. He was probably happier than anybody about that double play ball because of the throwing error he had committed right before that. The 0-2 is hit in the air, but Lagares will make the grab right on the edge of the warning track, and that'll send Baez back to first.
Ball carried a little bit better than Lagares anticipated. Breaking it down and then had to restart. throw over. Quick feet. Baez can run a little bit. Montero mostly around the plate. Castro, a contact guy. You might want to play a little hit and run here.
Will be right in front of the plate, and Recker will pounce on it and get the out at first. Baez is second, 2 away. It'll bring up Valbuena.
You know, it's getting it started and a little half swing.
Yeah. I don't even know if he could explain it after the fact, but it looked like a pitch he normally would go after. I'm not quite sure why he.
I think he felt like he was late. I think as he started to swing, I think he realized he was a little tardy and he tried to hold up.
Those super slow-mos are fun, aren't they? For us, they're probably not too fun for a hitter going back and watching, though, because you're probably sitting there going, why did I do that? Talk about being due. Luis Valbuena is that. He's 3 for his last 40. 14 strikeouts and hit into that 3-6 double play in the second.
This is the Cubs' first chance with a man in scoring position today.
Outside. It's 2-1.
I believe Montero did not agree with that. Long look in. Home plate umpire Will Little.
There it is, a base hit. Baez coming around third. Granderson's throw is cut off by Duda, so Valbuena, who had really been scuffling, gives the Cubs a 1-0 lead here in the fourth.
Leadoff walk pays off. With the RBI single by Valbuena, he struggled. He hasn't lost the bat flip. If you're a bat flipper, you got to stay true to yourself. You got to flip in good times and bad times.
Alcantara going through that adjustment period. Swing and a miss. A changeup from Montero.
Yeah, that's been his big issue. Soft stuff. Been striking out a lot lately. Struck out his first at bat. Strike 3, came on a swing and miss changeup.
Shaded toward left center. Foul pop back out of play. 2-2. Ben Decker not playing very deep in left.
These guys were teammates last year in the Futures game. Alcantara hit a home run here at Citi Field. Montero was the starting pitcher for the World team.
And here they are in the big leagues a year later. The kick, the 2-2 pitch. We'll do it again.
Montero dialing that one up to 94 miles an hour, and Alcantara has to be wary of that changeup. He's a little bit late, but that's, you know, you get 2 strikes and the guy's got a good changeup. You have to kind of go into battle mode. Going back to the changeup.
Chopper. Montero will run it over to first unassisted to end the inning, but Luis Valbuena with a 2-out RBI single, giving the Cubs a 1-0 lead here in the 4th.
Get to Nissan's bottom line for the most exciting lineup on the road.
Now save up to $4,500 on Murano. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Hi, can I help you?
I'm looking for a phone plan. It has to be a great one, and I don't compromise.
Okay, how about 10 gigs of data to share, unlimited talk and text, and for a family of 4, it's $160 a month.
Wow, sounds like a great deal. So I'm getting exactly what I want then.
Appears so.
Now, I'm not too sure what to do with my arms right now, because this is where I usually start throwing things.
Oh, that's terrifying.
AT&T's best ever family pricing. For instance, a family of 4 gets 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for $160 a month.
Bottom line for the most exciting lineup on the road.
Now choose Ultima with 0% APR. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Baseball doubleheader tomorrow. We mentioned the Cubs and the Mets at 11 a.m. and then the Orioles and White Sox. That'll be at 7 o'clock from U.S. Cellular Field. White Sox hosting the Orioles tomorrow at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet. Bud Norris, Chris Sale. Good pitching matchup. And, yeah, the Orioles are going to spend the entire week in Chicago. How about that? Play the White Sox and then the Cubs. The Yankees did that earlier this year.
Well, they just missed the air show. Timing is off.
Yep. Orioles in Cleveland. They're scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss by Daniel Murphy. Arrieta with a 1-0 lead. Murphy 151 hits, 503 at bats going into today's action, leading the National League in both categories. Daniel Murphy leads the league in outs made, which a lot of times goes along with the at bats. 377 outs.
Yeah, he's playing every day, hitting near the top of the batting order. He doesn't walk a lot.
How about that? You've got a guy hitting 300 and he's made an out 377 times.
And he's got a very respectable 342 on base percentage.
Tells you a lot about how much failure occurs in this game.
He has the second highest line drive rate in baseball, trailing only Freddie Freeman.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Sinker fought off foul. Murphy played third base in college. He's from Jacksonville, went to Jacksonville University.
Out. .292 lifetime hitter. Just a good solid player. Doesn't receive high marks for his work in the field. Got some pop, 9 home runs, 33 doubles, places him among the league leaders.
And he swings and misses. Baker will retrieve and get the out at first. We'll bring up Lucas Duda.
4th strikeout for Arrieta, and I believe they've all come on curveballs. Got 3 in a row in the second. Campbell, Decker, and then Record.
You say Denrecker if you want. A little more efficient. Outside corner.
What does that 94 look like after you've established that slow breaking ball? Looks like 98. Change up. Arrieta's last start against the Brewers, he allowed 2 runs and 7 1/3. Gave up a solo homer to Mark Reynolds in that game. He's only allowed 4 long balls all year.
Lucas Duda is a very good hitter, and he, I think, represents maybe more than anybody in their lineup what the Mets are trying to do in the big picture offensively. Sandy Alderson, a big proponent of patience or plate discipline. Selective aggressiveness is what the Cubs call it.
Work walks. Get into favorable counts. Force the pitch count up on the opposing starting pitcher. A lot of benefits to that approach.
Swing and a miss. Boy, that curveball has been at its best today for Arrieta.
Yeah, dangerous curves ahead. That's the road sign when you're facing Arrieta today. My goodness. Uncle Charlie, Yellow Hammer, Snapdragon, whatever you want to call it.
Eric Campbell, they probably call him Soup in the clubhouse. Don't know that, but most guys with that surname are dubbed Soup. Think of Dave and Bill in particular. I actually don't know if you can be a Campbell in this game and not be called Soup. It might be against the law, the baseball laws.
Somebody along the way is going to call him Soupy.
Deep breath by Arrieta before a 1-2. Sinker at 95.
Arrieta's ERA in the first 3 innings of his start must be minuscule. He's been so clean so often early ball games. So you can throw it out there, and there you go.
There you go. Yep, you were right on the money.
That just allows the hitters to kind of settle in.
Swing and a miss. He fans the side here in the fourth. He's bundled his strikeouts. 3 in the second, 3 in the fourth. Cubs lead 1-0.
We are driven by our instincts, a craving for design, a passion for performance, a need for power. The result is undeniable. The Infiniti Q50. Follow that instinct. Lease the Infiniti Q50 with all-wheel drive for $369 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
A great flood is coming. The storm cannot be stopped, but it can be survived. We have to protect our family. And save the innocent.
Do you want to live? Protect your mother. Protect them all.
Noah. Movies start at Channel 125.
Cubs 1, Mets nothing as the Cubs will bat here in the 5th inning. Jake Arrieta with 6 strikeouts through 4. Cubs getting the lead on the Valbuena 2-out RBI single in the 4th.
Cubs have had the leadoff man reach in each of the last 3 innings. Finally able to cash it in the 4th after the leadoff walk to Baez. So that's kind of ironic, but good feedback. Right? He finally draws a walk and he comes around to score.
Sweeney with an opposite field single in the 3rd. Came in hitting over 380 his last 12 ball games and takes a strike. Sweeney pops it up shallow right. Murphy looking for some help, and he'll get it from Granderson. One out, and here comes Baker.
Baker and Rucker having a chat there as he settles in. I'll be talking about the next union meeting for backup catchers.
Fastball misses outside on Baker.
Baker, a strikeout victim his first time. It was on the changeup. That home run drought Len was talking about earlier. There's a changeup again.
That quickly comes Montero on a 1-1. That'll hold up, I believe. Yep, for Granderson.
Well, that's the thing. We show you that list of guys without a home run, X number of at-bats, and obviously you don't want to be on that list. But at the end of the day, you hit a couple of home runs. That doesn't really change who you are as a hitter.
No, I would agree with that. It is nice to not be on that list.
Yeah, I'd rather not be on it.
He could rightly point out, but I have a win as a pitcher, so now we have to include all the pitchers on that list, but they may not have that many at bats, the active guys.
Yeah, there should be an asterisk there, and then a little note that says he does, however, have a W.
Yeah, would you rather have a home run or a win this year? I'll take the win. One and two on Arrieta.
The way Montero slings it up there reminds me a little bit of a Ramon Martinez.
Off the end of the bat.
Maybe even Pedro. I see more Ramon.
Well, the Ramones were from Queens, so that makes sense. 1-0 Cubs in the fifth.
What does T-Mobile have that AT&T doesn't? Get 4 lines for just $100. With unlimited talk, text, and now up to 10 gigabytes of 4G LTE data. So much for AT&T's best ever family pricing. T-Mobile's got 4 lines for $100. Up to 10 gigabytes of 4G LTE data. So make the switch to T-Mobile. We'll even buy you out of your service contract. So you can get 4 lines for $100 today.
I love having a free checked bag with my United Mileage Plus Explorer card.
I've saved $75 in checked bag fees.
Priority boarding is really important to us.
You can just get on the plane and relax.
I love to travel. No foreign transaction fees means real savings.
We can go to any country and spend money the way we would in the U.S.
When I spend money on this card, I can see Brazil in my future.
For a limited time, earn 50,000 bonus miles. Offer ends September 2nd.
You guys coming to my barbecue? Steve's BBQ.
Yeah.
Gonna be a blowout.
Is this right?
Oh, hey guys. Applewood pulled pork. Delicious.
Subway is bringing big barbecue flavor with the sweet and smoky Applewood pulled pork, slow cooked to tender perfection. Summer's gotta have it sub. Subway, eat fresh.
Sweet barbecue, Steve.
Sweet short, Sally.